conference calls with his governor brother on how to respond to sexual harassment allegations. CNN giving us a statement saying that Chris Cuomo has stopped covering his brother on air and added, quote, "It was inappropriate to engage in conversations that included members of the governor's staff," which Chris acknowledges he will not participate in such conversations going forward. Jesse, what do you think of that?
I think they have three problems. One, they should never have tagged Cuomo as a journalist at CNN. He's not a journalist. He's an opinion guy. And if you tag someone as a journalist, then yeah, they have to abide by very strict journalistic guidelines. Maybe tell a politician, hey, watch out for the fake news. It's a different dynamic. The second thing is, I completely understand helping your brother out. He's your brother. You're going to help him out. But now the stench of Cuomo the elder has gotten on Cuomo the younger, and that stench is now wafting down the hallways at CNN, and that is also the problem. The third problem is staffers at CNN are going to hate this, especially female staffers, and that's an internal problem that they're going to have to deal with. I did find it ironic that Cuomo on his show has mocked the idea of cancel culture, yet advised his older brother to use cancel culture as an excuse to make his problems go away. He does seem like a golden boy over there at CNN. I looked up. I don't know. He was in 29th place on Tuesday. No one's watching his show. For some reason, he's protected over there. Maybe he's just a really nice guy.
29th, but who's counting? Kennedy, you got to have a take on this one.
I think they're both meatheads, and I think it's reprehensible, and they obviously skipped the lesson in ethics. They should be ashamed of themselves. The reporter who asked Governor Cuomo if he had the blood of dead New Yorkers on his hands, if this book was written on the backs of dead New Yorkers, and he snapped at them and said, these are lessons that we should learn from the pandemic. Yeah, the first one is don't put COVID-positive patients in nursing homes with healthy people who then succumb to the illness and die. He hasn't taken responsibility for that or the sexual harassment allegations. He's blamed his accusers. And if that's the advice his brother is giving him, they should both be ashamed of themselves.
KT.
That's a short list. The list is longer.
So we all know that Governor Cuomo has bad judgment. But the idea that he would call his brother, Chris Cuomo, when he has all these resources, lawyers to talk to, the government of New York to talk to about handling the situation. And the fact that they weren't smart enough to just maybe have a personal phone call rather than jumping on a conference call to give this talk to about handling the situation. And the fact that they weren't smart enough to just maybe have a personal phone call rather than jumping on a conference call to give this advice where there were other people listening and they could just say that this was going on, again shows that their judgment is really bad. And if this were happening at another network with this massive conflict of interest on a basic level, with Chris Cuomo being related to the governor and having to cover the city of or the state of New York, that's a conflict by itself. But you add all this other stuff in there, and you do wonder what Jesse said. Why did they continue to protect him this way?
One, that is actually a great point that Katie makes, which is I can understand wanting to talk to your brother if this happened, but to do it with government staffers on the phone, that seems weird. Bad judgment.
Yeah, it was wrong. It's hard to condemn a man who wants to help his brother. Blood runs deep, And in the Cuomo family, politics and media, I think, are a family business. But clearly, this crossed the line in terms of journalistic ethics. He should never have been on that call. He acknowledges that and said in the statement and says that he wouldn't do it again. I think it did hurt, and it's going to hurt.
No kumbaya. Y'all dealing with the enemy. Untrustworthy. It's proven. When is y'all going to learn?
Was rough. I spent many nights